Hello, hello, everybody. Pop culture curator here. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm on a laptop in a hospital, and I was lucky enough to talk about a miracle for once in my life that I needed. I happen to have a Wi-Fi router right outside my door, so it's excellent. I'm getting excellent bandwidth, and I was really happy because when I brought my laptop, I knew it was a risk. I knew there was a chance I'd get a room with no signal, and I'd be stuck on my phone the whole time.
A
I'm going to
fate
be
worse than hell.
exactly. On my phone, obviously, I can do StreamYards, but as you guys everybody knows, I'm very limited with what you can do on a phone, and not only that, but it drains the power.
Yeah, I remember the previous one you did from the hospital, Pop, where you had your only your phone and you were afraid it was going to drain out before the stream ended. I remember that.
Yeah, and in that room, I didn't have a Wi-Fi signal,
Oh wow.
so that's why I thought, well, I'm just gonna, take my chances, bring the laptop, and hope that I get a different room. And what's interesting is I'm only like
Hmm.
a few doors down from the last one, so I have some of the same nurses I had last time.
Oh, cool. Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
so that's kind of good.
Yeah,
But
lucky that you got Wi-Fi. That's great.
yes, I'm extremely happy they have a guest Wi-Fi. And I wanted to say also, obviously, I'm not trying to ignore anybody, but welcome to everybody in the chat. I know some people are here early, and I really appreciate your patience. Lemon Pie, so good to see you, Lemon Pie.
Lemon pie.
Hi, Lemon.
And there's PvP, who is now on the panel, saying I'm backstage. There we go. Ola Greg says, hey, everyone.
Hi,
Lemon
Euler.
Pie says, hi, Picker, Euler.
Mm.
And PvP says, hi, Euler Lemon. Let's see. Oh, hey, Sean Carter. Good to see you. Sean
Hi,
Carter
Sean.
says, hey, y'all.
Sean Carter of Mars.
Sean Carter does some fantastic model work. Uh, watch for his link. I'll be popping it up here soon. A link to his channel, everybody. You need to check it out. The guy, not only that, but he puts lights in all his stuff. Oh, and Sean, Trek World, I think is the name of the channel, released a new video. Uh, the Smithsonian, because we all know they just recently refurbished the original 11-foot Enterprise,
Oh.
and they
Wow.
filmed a video with. Okay, I don't want to take away from his channel, but I'm going to highly recommend it. Everybody, Trek World, and they're not legally able to show the Enterprise against a star field or a star background. Those rights are owned by CBS.
Oh,
They
you
can
think
only show.
CBS? You think CBS would grant him like
I
like a
know,
little bit of leeway, right? Jeez.
I know. Well, they're anal, but what they did
Yeah,
was
yeah,
they
yeah. It seems it.
right. They have about a 60-second
Oh
video, but they
my.
filmed it against the black background,
You'd
and that
think a
way
60-second video wouldn't be that big a deal. Gosh.
it's a few flyby shots, but it looks
Yeah.
magnificent, and it's what it looks like now, refurbished with the they redid the lights and they replaced
That's
all the
cool.
old lights with LEDs, so they don't have to worry about the warping of the wood and the plastic and all that stuff.
Excellent. Nice.
So yeah, everybody, if you're into the original Enterprise model, check out Trek World. It's a fantastic channel. It's one of my favorites.
Can you drop
You'll
a
find
link
it
in
in
the
my
chat?
well, if you go to my recommended how do I
Ah,
explain on my
okay.
YouTube page where it says
Got it.
maybe you can tell me what it's called. I don't remember. What's
Well,
it
that's where
called?
you have other channels that you recommend or whatever, I guess.
Yes, that's it. I on my
Page. Yeah.
YouTube page, you'll see right. There's other channels I recommend, and you'll see Trek World. And he
Okay.
also has videos on the restoration of the Galileo, by the way.
Mm.
So
Galileo. Galileo.
yeah, I think you can spend many hours there on that channel. Ola Greg says hello, and I'm not sure what that says.
It looks like a laughing cat and a series of bumblebees.
Mm.
Good
Not
to see
quite sure
you,
what that
Ola
means,
Greg.
but
And hello, Basil. Good to see
hey,
you, Basil.
Basil.
Hello, hello,
That's
gang.
all.
Cheers. And good to see you, Germ.
Hi,
Hello,
Germ.
says Blue Germ. Ola Greg says, hey, Basil. Ola Greg says, cheers. Basil says, hi, Ola Greg. And Sean Carter says, I have my phone in my pocket also, won't see any comments. That's okay, Sean. Just if you're driving, drive careful, keep your eyes on the road. Hello, the trusty ape.
Hands upon the wheel.
That's right.
That's a great song.
Isn't it?
Keep your
Oh, I love that song.
the trusty ape says, hey, hey, good to see you, trusty ape. By the way, that's another gentleman I recommend everybody check out his channel. Trusty, did I make you a wrench yet? So you could drop a link in my chat. Let me know. If not, I'll make you a wrench.
I trust you.
Ola Greg says OG is in fine Basil. OG is fine Basil. LOL. There you go. Basil says hi, Pop. Well, hello, Basil, and it's so good to see you. Lemon Pie says hi, Captain. Basil says I acknowledge you. Oh, great and wise Oiler Craig. And Sean says thanks, Pops. I'll check it out. Yes, I think you, like I said, I think you spend a lot of time watching that channel. Lemon Pie says hi, Mr. Ape and Sean. Lemon Pie says hello, Basil. Lemon Pie says germ. Just hello. Oh, it's just me checking the trash. Sean says Adam Savage did a great video inside the Smithsonian where he got to see the ship. I don't think he stopped smiling for the entire video. Yes, Sean, I saw that video, and I had two things to say. Number one, I was jealous because I wasn't there. And number two, fire the cameraman because things like 20 to 30-minute talk about the model, standing next to the model, and guess what the cameraman does? He focuses on the people talking.
Yeah, I remember that video. I saw the same.
Yeah,
I
he only
watched the
looked at
same one. It was
he only looked
maddening,
at the
wasn't it?
damn model. Yeah, the only time he ever looked at the damn model, because obviously the cameraman was not a Star Trek fan, you could tell. Because any one of us would have been staring at that thing the whole time, getting all these different shots and close-ups.
Well, he's not even much of a professional cameraman if he doesn't focus on the subject of the video, right? Which he
I
should have
know.
done.
I gave you one job, cameraman.
You know.
Focus. What?
Right.
It's like, well, your job today is to go and video, take make a movie of Marilyn Monroe, but you don't actually ever see Marilyn because it's all about the people talking about Marilyn, right? So
Of all
Yeah, I
the
really
people
want-
that can't focus on their job, you think it would be a cameraman. Am I right?
literally, you think you'd be able to
Right.
focus.
But yeah, but that is a good video. I do recommend it. I like Adam Savage. I'm a sub to his channel.
Yeah, he
But
was.
yeah,
He's always a pretty
the
cool guy.
cameraman every now and then, Adam Savage would say, "Hey, you notice how blah blah." He would mention something about the model, and then the camera would go look at it for a couple seconds, and then back to the talking head. And I was like,
Jeez.
"Oh, it's called voiceover, people. You show the model the whole time, and then you voice over the talking heads, or maybe even show them in the corner of a little tiny corner, very small corner of the screen. In fact, not at all, preferably."
Or even just intercut back and forth, right?
Well, that's what it does, but not enough. I would say it spent like 80% of the time, 80, 85, showing the talking heads, and then maybe 15% showing the model. But that's because we're geeks, So
Well, the guy
I'm not going to
probably
hate him for
has
that.
he probably has a background doing network newscasts or something.
I have a feeling he probably was an employee of the Smithsonian, and he probably used to filming a lot of stuff, so he's indifferent.
Could be.
Sean Carter says, "Hey, Lemon Pie." Basil says, "Hi, Lemon Pie." And Sean Carter says, "Okay, phone going back in pocket. All right, just don't butt dial anybody." And Ola Greg, thank you. Ola Greg dropped a link to Trek World. It's a fantastic channel. Like I said, and watch his videos on when them hunting down the original Galileo, the restoration of it. I mean, he's got a whole bunch of great stuff, a lot of detail, and a lot of research that he's done. I love his channel.
Great.
I'm jealous. He's got a lot more subs than I do.
That's really cool.
Ola Greg says, link to Trek World. Yes, thank you, Ola Greg. And disclaimer, everybody, I just got an injection of morphine just as the stream was starting.
Welcome to the super chill out stream with Pop Culture, where everything is just A-OK.
All right. So the good news is that I feel better now. I'm a lot more.
The ocean is a desert with its life underground. La 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 la.
Well, you can't beat this nurse. She says, "Okay, now I'm going to give you your morphine. Do you want a 2 or a 4?" And I said, "Well,
4."
Well, I thought about that.
Give me the maximum hit, baby.
Well, I thought
You
about that.
fool! You've got a doctor. You paid for a doctor. They're asking to smack you up. You just give me a little bit. That's like, do you want a little bit of motor? Do you want one breast or 2? Give me the whole 9 yards.
Last night, the same nurse said, "Well, do you want morphine or oxy?" And I said, "I'll stick to the morphine things."
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
give me the smack. Come on, man.
With the morphine, I said 2 because I didn't want to pass out during the stream because too much of that will just knock me out.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
They'll
good.
fucking have two for later. Come on. I'll tell you what, we're going to test the efficacy of this so-called morphine. In half an hour, I'm going to ask Pop Culture, what he thinks of Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. And if he goes, yeah, it's fine, man. That is some good shit.
Yeah, she's the best
Yeah, Indiana Jones,
at
sure.
fucking
Time
everything
travel.
up, right?
Yeah, malleable timelines. I'm with Scotty. It's all good. All right, that is some good shit.
So has that
Party
indie
on
movie
pop,
hit
says
the
Oiler
theaters
Greg.
yet, or is it still waiting to be released?
Which one, the Indiana Jones?
Yeah, the fifth one. It's coming out like
Couple
any
weeks.
day
I
now,
don't know.
isn't
It's
it?
just a butt of a joke. Don't get into it. It's got malleable timelines. Who cares? It's shite. No one's watching it. It's straight to
Yeah,
video. Look away,
yeah.
Marion.
Well,
Come on, PvP.
unfortunately, I
Look
wish it was.
away.
I wish it
No,
was going
don't look
straight to video.
directly at the Dial of Destiny PvP. Look
Sadly, they're going to put it
away.
in theaters apparently, but I hear so far from all the reviews it's pretty much crap. So
Now wait a
Yeah,
minute.
it's malleable shit. Move on. I'm sorry I brought it up. It was only a punchline to a joke.
We do want it to hit theaters because we want them to be thoroughly humiliated. Remember
oh
that.
yeah, empty theaters and no box office receipts. That'll be good.
Uh-huh. Because that's
Hmm.
lately when they've been
Like
making bad.
Captain Marvel, the only people that bought the tickets were Disney themselves.
Yeah, lately when they've been making crap, they've been releasing it directly when they realize it's crap directly to Disney Plus, so they don't get all the press. But yeah, this is going to be perfect for Kathleen Kennedy. This is hopefully, I mean, because I read a fantastic article from Bounding into Comics today that was talking about how she destroyed every franchise that Lucasfilm owns. You know, from Star Wars to Willow to Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yep,
and
seems like
I
it. Eh?
mean, they held no punches. And it's like, yeah, we need to start seeing more articles like that instead of a bunch of shills.
Yeah, it'd be nice if people got back to reality a little bit more often, wouldn't it, Bob? We're living in a weird world these days. It's like shill world or something.
Back to reality. You're talking to a host where the morphine's just kicking in.
Well, we shall see. If Pop starts singing psychedelic '60s tunes, then we'll know that
No, that's
he's on
LSD.
his
See,
way.
you can't be conflating yourself. That's LSD. That's not on the menu, or is it? I don't know. Maybe it was a Stanford
Yeah, I should ask
experiment.
You never
her.
know.
You
I
never
should
know. You
ask
get a
her,
bit of
right.
CIA paperclip action going on.
Lemon Pie says, tell the nurse 4 is 2 doubled, so 4.
2, 2, 4, and noodles.
Maybe
Well,
I'll
just
try
see
that
how the
next time.
2 goes, and if the 2 isn't strong enough, then go for the 4 next time.
Well,
Well, your baseline is ask pop culture curator what he thinks of Kathleen Kennedy. So this is our sober baseline.
I did ask her, I told her, I said, I don't want them thinking I'm a drug addict. But
No,
I'm in a
it's all right if it's a doctor, then it's fine. It's prescription. Just stick the word prescription in front of anything. It's fine,
right,
including smack.
because they're legal drug dealers.
Exactly. Oh, you're getting smacked up by a doctor. It's fine. I recommend it. It's a doctor. You're in good hands. If you OD, you're in the hospital already. It's all good. They get
I
Yeah.
think
smacked up by a doctor. It's perfectly legal. You can call the police. Go, hi, I'm having some heroin. It's with a doctor. Oh, that's fine. Okay, have a nice day.
That's
officer.
okay. Oh, and the
That's how,
doctor's taking the
that's how
heroin too. That's
civilization
fine
works. You never
too,
been
right?
to hospital. They smack you up on the way in. It's basically a PCR test and a needle, isn't it? Do you want COVID? Here you go. Have some. Now have some smack. Now you feel better about the COVID.
sounds like Dr. Feelgood in residence.
Yeah, well, in pop culture's case, Doctor feel really good in about half an hour.
I hope so. Well, it was intravenous, so it should be faster than that.
Oh, you're getting totally. You only went for a half dose.
Yesterday, I had a biopsy. They gave me fentanyl.
So what was that
Yeah,
like?
that's what I said too. Well, I can tell you this because all I knew of that is what we see on of the drug dealers and kids overdosing.
Oh yeah, we've
But
had
it's
thousands of people overdose here in my
right.
part of the world
So
over the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
fortunately, what they do here, the doctors, it's not a pill; it's a liquid. So it was intravenous, and it was
Ah.
it was to numb pain because I had several injections.
Hmm.
It's because of the injections now I'm getting the morphine. So I need to ask for more injections, I guess, right?
There you go. As Trusty Ape says, that's why I love Freud. He was the original cartel. Exactly. Oh dear. Well, tell me about your mother, and let me give you some cocaine. Did I say give? I meant sell.
Ola Greg says link to Basil channel, movie reviews and ghost hunting. Here we go. Check that out, everybody. And thank you, Ola Greg, for dropping that. Lemon Pie
Actually,
says more
guys,
fine.
PvP. I was thinking of bringing out some Dr. Freud themed ladies lingerie. Thinking bringing out a negligee, calling it a Freudian slip.
That's a good one. That would probably sell actually. It
Working on
would
that
sell
one
to
for
it would
weeks.
sell to the psychiatric, the psychiatric community for sure.
Psychedelic community, psycho something,
Freudian slip, yeah,
psychosomatic.
that's good.
Lemon, the trustee ape said that's why I love Freud. He was the original cartel. Yes, he was.
There you
Lemon
Freud was
go.
one
pie.
weird dude.
Yep, lemon pie says once you're out of there, they will suddenly have a problem giving you a few much less potent painkillers.
The aspirin ain't gonna do it. Pop culture can be. This is taking me this shit.
Yeah, it depends on what surgery procedures I'm gonna get. My recovery process, I'm still discussing that with them. We don't really know yet. It could be something as minor, I'm hoping, as antibiotics to get rid of the infection in my brain, which they said will remove most of it. That's the best case scenario. Worst
What?
case
Most of your
scenario,
brain? Oh, well, you're on YouTube. You won't be needing it.
yeah, right. But worst case scenario is if they actually have to go in and do brain surgery, and then if that's the case, I guess I probably won't care about painkillers.
Have they actually diagnosed what the problems are yet, Pop? If you don't mind me
Too
asking.
much Disney Plus.
The step I'm at right now, when I was here a week and a half ago, I did a lung biopsy. They're saying the results were, of course, inconclusive. So
Right.
now
So
they're
there's.
going to do. I can't remember the name of what the procedure is called, but Monday, day after tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday,
Hmm.
they're going to do a little more digging into my lung to try to get more tissue
Uh.
to get a better idea. And the biopsy they did yesterday from my hip, because I guess apparently I found out because I did a lot more MRIs this time, full body X-rays and all that. And I guess on my
Oh
hip,
yeah.
my right hip, back leg, there's another mass.
Oh
So
jeez.
they took a biopsy from that, and they said that those results should be Monday or Tuesday, and then from there they can move on.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll have a much more solid idea of what actually is going on. Like within the next few days. That would definitely help. Come up with a plan as to how to you know what kind of treatment to go into. Right. So.
Well, right, and what we're
The
trying to
unknown is even worse, I think, than not knowing is kind of the worst thing, right?
it is, and we're trying to determine if all these things are just like I happen to have all these issues, or are they linked? Like, did it start at one location and spread to another? So that's why they're talking about this week
Mm,
maybe doing a spinal tap, and I'm
yeah,
dreading that.
that's kind of an ominous thing when it is in multiple locations. I got to be honest, Pop. It's
Yeah.
I mean I'm very concerned about I just hope everything turns out to be benign or whatever. But it's always worrisome for sure.
Oh, we can always hope, huh?
Well,
But if
I
not,
remember I remember
I
my
pretty
poor
much come to
sister, right?
terms with it, so it's okay.
I remember my poor sister, and she fought it for 8 years bravely, but but that's the
Yeah,
thing. If you can get treatment, you can have. She still had those good 8 years, and most of them were still good quality years. So
right.
she even went back and actually went back to teaching her grade 1 kids for 2 or 3 years. She got well enough to do that, so she still had some good days, right? So
Well, I'm hoping that
not to get
if
too maudlin, I'm getting
no, I
too
know.
down. I'm a downer here. Oh man.
Oh, another
Uh,
20 minutes. Pops won't care. We'll be too smacked up. You can talk about anything.
Right. Trusty Ape is laughing. Lemon Pie says, "Let's hope they tell you this isn't brain surgery and mean it literally."
Mm, well, it's definitely not rocket science.
Yeah, when I do this, I guess a spinal tap, I won't be able to walk for a day or so. And
you
they're
should
talking about,
you should get the Spinal Tap film to watch for those couple of days when you can't walk.
Mm,
At
I
least you
wish
can
it
have
was,
some laughs.
yeah, I wish it was that easy.
Uh,
You know what the procedure is, right? You have to like curl up in a ball,
okay,
and then you have to hold that
I've heard of
position
it,
for.
but I've
You have
never
to
heard the
you have to
details.
lay on your side, curl up in a ball with
Right.
your knees up to your chest, and you got to hold tight and not
that's
move.
how I watch Star Wars.
And it's 15 minutes while they give you an injection in the base of your spine. And apparently,
Hmm.
it's extremely painful.
Doesn't sound like a fun time for sure.
No, that's why I'm dreading it.
Well,
But
anything
I
that
guess
ends
it's
with
necessary.
it's 15 minutes of pain. I mean, how in what way is that going to be good? It takes
Right.
15 minutes and it's going to be extremely painful, Mr. Pop Culture. Oh, great. That
That
sounds fine.
right.
Thank
That's
you
what I
very
was thinking.
much.
This
Yeah.
the scene from when as the doctor was telling me, I was picturing the scene from Creep Show where this is going to be extremely painful, Mister Verrill. It's like okay. Basil says spinal tap can help the doc determine what's going on with the body. Yes. Yeah, they want to pull out some spinal fluid.
Well,
And
if
Jim,
Oh.
it's,
hello, Jim. Good to see you. Jim says hello. Jim's landscape.
I mean, if they need to do it to find out what's going on, it's just you just got to do it, right?
But I'm also on a timeline because my fundraiser, I was able to raise enough to pay rent and my living expenses for the month, which is a blessing
Right.
because
Yeah.
now I was able to come back and face this and not have to worry about my dogs and you know, my home. But then now I'm on
Yeah.
a deadline where now when July comes up, I've got to do the same thing again. I've got to either figure out a way of covering my expenses or maybe moving to Arizona. That's one of the reasons why I had this dream tonight. Is Nina contacted me the other night. She offered to drive to California to pick me up, and that's very generous and gracious of her. But I don't trust her van. She's got a van, and I just know that I wouldn't be able to live with myself if they broke down somewhere in between Arizona and California and get stranded out in the middle of nowhere. So that's why I recommended maybe if she got a rental like a U-Haul van, since she's used to
Right.
driving a van. If she got a U-Haul van, maybe came here and picked me up.
Yeah,
And
U-Haul should be pretty well maintained vehicles, right? So that probably should be.
usually,
Yeah.
right, and not only that though, everybody there's so many people leaving California. It's impossible to get
Mm.
any U-Haul out of California right now, and they're very
Uh,
expensive, and there's several
oh
months
shit.
waiting list. But in Arizona, it's easier to get one.
Well, that's good. Yeah. So, well, don't despair. Like, there's still, a good part of June left, and there's still some weeks that good things can happen, and it might all come together. So don't give up. I hope there, Pop.
Well, I wasn't planning on it. I just wanted to let everybody know that ahead of time, I apologize because I know it's going to seem like I'm looking for handouts, and I that cringes just thinking about it.
I
I don't
don't
want
think
you guys to think that.
I don't think anybody in the community really would ever think of something like that. I really don't.
And it is
We
legitimate.
know we know
I
what
am in
you're
the
facing.
hospital.
We know how serious the things you're facing, how serious they are. Man, you wouldn't be in the hospital, if you're in the hospital for a reason, right? Because, you're not well and you need to, figure out, let the doctors figure out what's going on and figure out how to treat this, whatever it is, right? So none of us are thinking you're looking for a handout. I mean, don't think that. That's not
Well,
I don't think anybody would, in the community would ever think like that.
I know you guys don't think that, but there are people that just stop in the channel and then leave that don't know the whole story. That may have doubts. Oh,
Well,
if you do,
If you get into the
uh,
world of worrying about what people think, oh my goodness,
yeah,
you
don't,
go based on is that based on is what they think true? They miss
yeah,
people's
well,
misperception. I
hey,
don't. It's a rabbit hole.
hey, wait a
Especially on
minute.
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
Hold
Don't
on,
worry about
hold
it.
on. Remember now, when Jill posted my link on Doomcock's channel, I was attacked by Gary Ambrosia, and because of that, I got zero.
But to be fair, but he also he attacked you and gave you money. So I don't just to be
Yeah,
fair.
exactly. So what is that, right? It's like
I don't
slap
see the
you in and I
logic,
love
but to
you.
be fair to Gary Ambrosia, I think it's part of his wacky comedy. But he slagged you off and gave you money.
No, the
That's
thing
a
Yeah,
little
is,
weird.
what's the
believe me,
point?
I'm
Like,
totally when it comes to him, I'm totally confused. I don't understand.
yeah, well, the funny thing is, anytime I've watched him on the panel on Doomcock's channel over the last few years, he seems like a decent guy, and his
He's the
his
only
wife,
one that's funny.
but his wife's got the bunny rescue thing going, and they seem like they're good people, right? Like overall,
Yeah,
and it's
I
weird
always
that he would
thought so
attack
until
you.
I thought so until he went after me on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't get it. Sometimes life just doesn't make any sense. I guess
Well,
basically.
when he pulled that on Doomcox last week, Doomcock stream. I wanted to go off on him, but I thought no,
Don't go
I'm
down
not going
that
to do that.
rabbit hole. You tell me why of all the people to have as a guest on the Doomcock panel, they picked that rascal Admiral Teague.
Oh God.
Yeah, I can't
Hey,
believe he didn't talk over the whole thing. I was surprised. They must have
Proves
had him
he
on
can
mute.
actually not do it.
I've noticed that I've watched a bit of the last few Friday streams on Jill's channel. You know, in rerun, reruns. Uh, and I think I've noticed that. Well, I don't think Teague has been on there the last few weeks, so that's
He was
kind of
there last
interesting.
time, I think. Well, yeah, there was
Because
one of her streams I was on. Oh, it was a Star Trek stream. I'm sorry. I don't
yeah,
know
you were
about the
talking
Friday
about
stream.
Doomsday Machine, I think it was, Pump.
No, the last week we did Mirror Mirror.
Metamorphosis. Oh, Mirror Mirror. Oh, wow, Mirror Mirror. Oh, I haven't watched that one yet, so.
Well, you'll notice because every time he mentions in the chat, it's a plug for his channel.
Hang on, you
Uh,
did Mirror Mirror. Oh no, that's the one thing I didn't want. That's my absolute favorite. Oh
yeah,
no,
I think that's
pass
the
me the
best.
heroin.
Mirror
Yeah,
Mirror.
I'm already gutted.
uh,
I'm missing out on doing Jill's panel now that every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry is on there. I thought it was exclusive or something. Not Mirror Mirror. Oh, my whole comic. Oh, boo,
I feel your pain.
boo.
I love Mirror Mirror too.
yeah,
It's my
Captain.
favorite.
I missed
It's
you,
my
Captain. I was
favorite
hoping you would
episode.
stop by.
That's three Jill shows. Now, three of my favorite. Can you believe Jill did a show on Mirror Mirror and I wasn't on it? Can you believe that Jill did a show on The Princess Bride and I wasn't? Can you believe that Jill did a show on Blade Runner? Ah, life is so painful.
I think you need some morphine there, Cap.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Someone smacked me up. I'm missing out on. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, those seriously, the amount of fucking. It's not like there's an absence or lack of shows to go to. It's just they're so. Quite frankly, a lot of the shows I go on are so fucking boring. A show that's actually going to talk about Blade Runner and Mirror Mirror. Oh, that was the other one, not Princess, but Excalibur. Excalibur.
That's the one. Yeah, I wish I could have. Yeah, I wish I could have been on that one. I love Excalibur. That's a great fun film. But Mirror Mirror is absolutely, to me, it's the
Do
best
over,
Star Trek
Jill.
episode
Do
ever.
over. You got to do Mirror Mirror again. This time with a fucking decent panel.
Well, the
Trouble
good
is,
news
she always
is,
does it on Tuesdays when I'm working, so
I don't care when she does it. It's
never on it.
who. It's the who, not the when.
well, yeah,
Well,
the
for
good
me,
news
it's
is
the
that
when
at
because
least,
I'm at work. So,
Well, you
at
can't
least,
please everyone. I'm available 24/7. I'll make myself available.
oh, there you go. You're lucky. You're lucky.
Yeah, well, I'm
well,
not lucky because I can't get on the show. Ditch Teague, hire
Why
me.
don't you just send her a
the Teague,
message and
that's what
say,
I was trying
"Hey,
to say.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Public messages, private messages, DM. I've asked,
well,
begged, cajoled,
why
emotional
didn't you just
blackmail.
ask her
Let's
why she
face it,
hasn't
she hates me.
invited you?
That's
Just
what I was
ask her
trying
for
to.
an invite.
That's what
I
I'm trying to.
have. That is so fucking patronising, PvP, because you're not
You
even
actually have
kidding.
asked her for an invite.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Using plain basic fucking English. No shit, PvP. What else? Ask the Pope if he's Catholic. Why don't I go and ask water if it's wet?
No, the good news is Teague wasn't on the Mirror Mirror stream. He was in the chat only.
Been begging publicly and privately for a spot, and I'm doing it now. I mean, what more do you want? Shall I put on a T-shirt saying, "Please let me on the Jill panel. All the other shows are boring." Till someone gets a fucking hint.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Captain.
Not
If
you.
it was up to me, you would be
I
there.
knew that would happen.
Well, if it was up to me, you would be on the panel.
I'm here, aren't I? Oh, dude, something's going
Yep.
wrong.
No,
Quick,
I know, but I'm talking about.
nurse.
I'm talking about Jill's TOS panel. I don't know who makes the decisions in
It's
that
a source of
department.
great pain for me. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to self-mute for a minute while I cry.
Ola Greg says, I spend most of my time curled up in a ball. And Basil says,
I know the feeling.
I find the pain comment odd because the doc will inject a drug that will numb the area before the actual tap. Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to plug other channels that aren't sub to my channel, Jim. If you want to put a link to your channel, Jim, that's fine. But please don't drop links to other channels that aren't related to our conversation. But I appreciate it. Basil Battle Drag, because those whoever Rotten Tree is, if they come to my channel, I'll go to their channel and vice versa. Basil Battle Dragon says I've had a few, so I'm fairly experienced. There you go, Basil. And Basil is absolutely correct. Don't give up. And Basil says, Private Pop Teen Hut, hereby order you to stay focused. You are not allowed. And Oleg Greg says, hopefully you can raise enough money, but otherwise you should let them decide if they want to drive and if their car will make it. I asked her right now off the top of my head, I don't remember what it was, but I asked her the year and the model, and no. It's an American made van, and it's something like 2011 or something. No, there's no way I'm going to ask her to do that. Basil says, to give up, do you understand? You have much work to do. Lost in space importance. That's exactly my goal. In
Good
fact,
point, Basil.
right. In fact, that reminds me, I was going to tell you guys. As it stands right now, I should be able to do the Lost in Space stream from the hospital.
Okay.
The only thing is I won't have the book. So we're going to be
Okay.
missing a lot of that, unfortunately, while I'm in the hospital. But at least we can still do the streams.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you before, when we finish the stream here. So yeah, that is a go then for Monday night. So well, that's
It
good. That's
it
great.
is right, and it helps because Jill does the slides. So yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm sure between the you, me, and Jill and whoever else, if anybody else, I don't know if anybody else will pop on, but
well, usually
uh,
Gorilla's there.
yeah, well, Gorilla, of course. I mean, between the four of us, we should be able to come up with enough information to make it interesting, even if you don't have your book with you. So.
Yeah, I'll still look up trivia and all that stuff the best I can.
Well, there's the internet too, right? So can
Yep,
always look up some
exactly.
stuff there. So.
Basil Battle Dragon says to give up. Do you understand? Oh, I see. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, the morphine's kicking in.
Uh-oh.
Basil is laughing. And Oleg Greg says, mellow out, Basil. Oleg Greg says, Mirror, Mirror is excellent. Yes, it is.
Yeah, my favorite Star Trek episode of any Star Trek
Yeah,
all
I'm
time.
gonna do. I'm not having that. I'm gonna do my own Star Trek Mirror special. I'm gonna get fucking Clobby on. I'm gonna get some big stars on. I'm gonna dig up Gene Roddenberry for this shit.
Basil says, oh, hey, Houston, Texas, hang on for a
Uh-oh.
wild ride tonight. We have a wild thunderstorm rolling through. Haha.
Oh
We'll stay
crap.
safe, Basil, and batten down the hatches.
Is Jill anywhere near Houston? I hope she's not getting a big thunderstorm.
I don't know. Oleg Greg says, crash, bang, boom. I hear it, Basil. Oleg
Hmm.
Greg says, Captain's luck, available but unwanted. Definitely wanted. Oleg Greg says, hear his plea, Jill. And Oleg Greg says, my truck is 2005 and I can drive 1,000 miles without a problem. Is it American made, Oleg Greg? Jim says, rotten tree is a tree I cut down. Oh, so it's a video? I apologize then. Oleg Greg says, LOL, Jim. And Jim says, hi, Euler. And Euler says, hey, Jim. And Basil says, Troubled Tribbles was a good Star Trek episode, too. Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
We haven't covered that one yet, have we? I don't think we have. I don't want to show stream elements. No, I think Trouble with Tribbles is coming up. But yeah, I remember when we did the Mirror Mirror, I was hoping Captain would stop by because obviously it has a big connection to City on the Edge of Forever. And
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
that's how I felt about the Doomsday episode. There was so many things I wanted to talk and share behind the scenes, but didn't matter. Admiral T spoke over everybody and did the talking for me. I guess they
Yeah,
didn't
no,
need
he's
me.
been causing. I don't know. I'm going to tell. Yeah, I can't. He's been causing a lot of problems in a lot of places, and no one's doing anything about it.
Well, actually, I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went on Twitter and messaged Jill directly, and I told her exactly how a lot of us in the community were feeling about that. And she actually sent me a really nice response, like really thanking me, saying, I really appreciate your comments. And he wasn't on the UFO stream on Friday, I don't think, because I watched a bit of it and I didn't see him turn up. So maybe Jill put her foot down finally, because sometimes you got to complain, right? And it pays. Sometimes it pays to complain.
How much did you tell her?
Oh, I told her I didn't mention any names. I just said
No, no,
certain
I don't mean
people in
names.
the
I mean,
community.
did you mean? I mean, like he talks over, interrupts,
Oh yeah, I put
uh,
all that in there. I put how
constantly
annoying it
plugging
was,
his
how
channel. Did you
many of
mention
us.
that?
Yeah, well, I think I probably did. Well, maybe I didn't mention that, but I just mentioned his incessant monologues about what he was interested in, and basically ignoring everybody else in the chat and on the panel, right? And I think Jill got the message, right? So
Yeah, because
hopefully, I
on
think
her
she may have just not sent him an invitation in the last few streams. So
about
you
how
know.
long ago was this?
Well, it was the UFO stream this Friday, like yesterday. He wasn't
Okay,
on there as far as I know. I watched some of it, and
because
I sort of fast forwarded about halfway through, and he wasn't there.
right, because
So.
I know with Mirror on Tuesday, he was in the chat. He was not on the panel, but he was in the chat.
Hmm.
Every post was in Admiral Teague's world, in his Mirror universe on my channel. Every single post was plugging his channel without exception.
Thing is,
And
though, being in the chat is a lot less annoying than doing a
right,
monologue in
you're
the
right. It's
panel,
not
right?
as right. It's not as bad, but it's still
Yeah.
the point that he's got to be doing it intentionally. I'm guessing to anger people. It's like, why would somebody do that?
I think he's a narcissist, and he doesn't even. I think he has such a big ego, he doesn't even realize he's doing it. Actually, Pop. Some people are like that, right? They're just so full of themselves, they can go on and not give a crap about what anybody else's, thoughts or feelings are, right?
Okay, but when on I'm sorry, on Spidey's channel, when I told him what I thought, he got instead of saying, "Oh, you notice one thing he didn't do is say, "I'm sorry." They never apologize.
Well, narcissists never apologize, do
Right.
they?
Instead, he lashes out and I can't remember what he said on Twitter, but he said it was fucking something. I don't remember.
Despicable or something like that,
Yeah,
I think
that's
you
it.
mentioned.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
thinking he can't take positive criticism. He can't take negative criticism.
Well, narcissists can't. That's what they are, right? They're so full of themselves that they think the whole world should revolve around them. And, that's just the kind of personalities they have, sadly. Anyway, though, I did, because I listened to some, what people in the community were talking about on different streams. And I just thought, I got to say something to Jill because I think she needs to know how people are feeling. And she sent me a very love. I was afraid. I thought, I hope I don't lose her as a friend, right? Because sometimes when you criticize, something that's on a person's channel, they might take it the wrong way, right? And I
Oh
was
yeah,
very
exactly.
worried.
Right.
I was thinking, oh God, I hope she doesn't get angry with me. But being Jill, she sent me just a really lovely comment the next day about, thank you so much. I really appreciate, what you said. Just, it was very, very basic, simple, just a few sentences, but she did seem to take it to heart, and I think so. Maybe that has helped the situation on her channel. I'm hoping anyway. Sometimes you just gotta bitch and complain, right? It's the old squeaky wheel gets the grease kind
Right.
of
And I
thing, I
don't want
guess.
right. And I don't want to make a scene on her stream. During a stream.
Oh, I would never want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Basil says hi, Jim. Ola Greg says, yeah, it kind of messed up the Doomsday episode. We should demand a new episode. Oh, I wish. That's a lost thing. Yeah, because seriously, I did a lot of that. First of all, that is my number one episode or favorite. So I did a lot of research on that. There was so many things I
Why?
wanted to
Why were your
share.
comments wasted? What happened?
He talked. He interrupted. It was like up, and he would just talk on and on and on and on about the great Admiral Teague and saving Star Trek.
I'm so depressed now.
Well,
You,
Greg says all
you
my
need some
comments were
morphine, Cap.
wasted.
I'm sure. Well, that's not a good. That's your solution to everything, isn't it?
I
Not
hope you're.
really.
Or Greg says all my comments were wasted. Do you mean on Jill's channel? Because I know the feeling. Ola Greg says, "Man, I should lash out. Be nice. Being nice all the time is exhausting. It is.
I
Nice
totally
guys finish
understand. I
last.
totally get where you're coming from there, Euler. I agree.
Yep. Nice guys finish last." Lemon Pie says, "Hello, Jim LLC." But I figure, yeah, we won't be able to. do the Doomsday Machine again, but hopefully the future episodes will be fun. They're not my favorite, but what's funny is almost everybody in the chat during that Doomsday stream, majority 8 out of 10 at least, were posting, "This is my favorite episode." So obviously, everybody had a lot of things they would love to share, but only one person was able to do that.
Oh God. Yeah, I gotta put Doomsday Machine probably somewhere in my top five for sure. Like maybe even number two after Mirror Mirror. It's right up there for sure. It is a great episode.
Yeah, what should have happened? It would have really been nice if it had been a two-parter episode or a 2-hour movie, but they didn't do that kind of thing back then.
Yeah, well, except for Menagerie. Yeah.
Well, Menagerie was just because they cut the pilot up into two pieces.
Well, yeah, they wanted. Well, the thing was too. I think they were falling behind in production, and they had to catch up. So it was
Well, it was
like
to
kind
save
of
money
brilliant.
too. Yeah, it was also
Yeah.
to save money because they had spent so much on that pilot.
But I think they were like a few weeks away from running out of episodes for NBC to air. So like they kind of thought, let's just cut up the pilot and we'll get 2 episodes out of it, and it'll kind of save our bacon time wise as well as budget wise, right? So
Which turned out well. There's still two good
oh,
episodes.
it's a great episodes. Yeah, I like the Menagerie. It's a lot of fun.
And this is what, Saturday night?
This is
Usually,
Saturday.
yeah. Another thing I was
Oh, is the
thinking today,
morphine kicking in there, Pop?
uh, probably,
It's still Saturday, as far as
probably.
I know. On my the time, the clock on my computer says it's 10:19 here. So,
Well, if it's not kicking in, I'm gonna tell her next time give me a 4 or an 8.
oh Jesus.
But I was thinking this is Saturday, and I've been so busy here, obviously, but I didn't get a chance to put a poll up for the horror stream on Tuesday, and I think it might be too late to do that. So for the horror stream on Tuesday, I don't know if there's still time to put a poll up because this is already Saturday. I usually try to have the results of the poll up by Saturday.
You're talking last Tuesday, right?
No, I'm talking about next Tuesday's stream.
Oh, what's the film for next Tuesday?
Oh, am I the one on morphine or you? That's what I'm talking about. I said I've been so busy I haven't been able to put up a poll.
Oh, you mean we need to pick the film? Of course. Okay. Right,
No,
right, right.
it's too late to pick the film, is what I said. I said I usually put
Oh,
the results on Saturday.
maybe you should just post it in the on the community page and pick a film yourself then.
No, never mind. Just change the subject. I was going to get there, but Ola Greg says, "Is there a rule that we can't do a part two, especially for the greatest episode of that decade?" I think we do. I think I might have said Jill. I mean, any of you guys, you're welcome to ask her. I just don't want to upset her. Captain Finity says, "Mirror, mirror." And Captain Finity says, "Scotty knows that's my favorite episode." That's number 2, Captain, says Ola Greg. And Captain Finity says, "And that I hate missing out on the good shows." Well, I know our clocks are like, I think you're like a half a day ahead of us, Captain. So I know it's not
No,
easy.
that's not a factor at all. I wish with insomnia, I'm literally available 24/7. I don't know how clear I can make that. I'm available 24/7. That's why I refuse to answer questions about what time. It doesn't matter what time it is where I am. I'm always awake. I'm always available.
I don't understand what's going on then if that's the case, and I apologize for it.
I don't know what the reason is, but all I know is I'm missing out on my favorite fucking shows, and it's a pisser. Because it keeps happening. It's almost like no one cares.
So help me understand, Captain. Did you weren't were you not aware of the
I
stream?
would
You didn't know
like
what
to
happened,
be
or
on the panels that cover the topics I'm most interested in. It's not really rocket science. And Mirror
I
Mirror is my absolute favorite episode. My entire book that I'm writing is about parallel fucking universes because of Mirror Mirror. If there was no Mirror Mirror, I wouldn't be writing a book now.
right? But sorry, were you not aware of the stream? Is that why you missed it, or
That's
Did you
correct.
come in the chat and
If
they
I was
ignored
aware
you?
of it, I'd be banging on the door going, room for one more on the panel. Been researching this for 40 years.
So you didn't get an alert is my question, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, apart from anything else, I didn't have internet, but now I've got internet. In hindsight, it looks like I never got a notification anyway. So there's two
So
reasons why I didn't
you
Yeah,
get it.
don't
because
you don't
I
get the notifications? Like I always get them. Any
Yeah,
Yeah,
channel I
because
again,
sub to.
we had this conversation yesterday. It's like, oh, well, I didn't get mugged. Well, I didn't have a nuclear bomb dropped on me. Well, good for you that it didn't happen to you. How's that going to make me feel better? It
Well, I'm
makes
just
me
trying to
feel
be
worse because that
helpful.
makes
Like
it personal. I
I
didn't get one.
there must be something wonky with your internet if you're not getting
Yeah, no, you see,
notifications.
you're always blaming me. It's not my
I'm not
fucking
blaming
internet.
you.
Stop blaming me, please.
I'm
I'm not
not
even asking
blaming
for your
you.
opinion. No,
Don't
you are. You're
put
just
words in my
blaming me.
mouth.
It's not
it's
fun
okay,
for me
guys.
to miss
I'm
out on my
not
favorite
blaming
things.
you.
And then it's called victim blaming. I make
I am
every
not
effort to make it
blaming
absolutely
you.
clear that I really wanted to do this. So don't blame me. Thank
I'm
you.
not.
You are. You just blame
I
my
am
internet. So
not.
you blame me and now you're denying it.
It's
Bullshit.
okay. Can we call it
Bullshit.
truth? Can we call it truth?
Well, I'd like to. I mean, this stream
Yeah,
started off, nice, but I don't know why Captain has to be so bloody aggressive at times.
that's
I'm not
okay.
trying to
That's
piss
right.
him
Blame
off
the
at all.
captain. You're blameless, aren't you? It's all my fault.
I don't. I never
No,
said
I
it
was
was
gonna say,
blameless. Once
Captain,
again, you're putting words in. Oh
like
fuck.
like our captain, you
No,
had
that's
a
what
stream.
you literally just blame me.
No, but like Captain,
No,
you
I
had
did not.
the last couple streams that you've had, Captain. I didn't get notifications for, and I didn't turn those off.
Yeah, that's my point.
So, but I'm trying. Well, what I'm trying to say is, you not getting the notifications. I don't think that's intentional by Jill.
Well, if that is putting words in my mouth, I never said it was.
No, I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. So, do you
But it
think?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the reason is. The point is I've missed out. That's the point. It doesn't matter what the reason is.
I don't know. People ask me with my horror streams when they, after the fact, after they miss them, why didn't you tell me? And it's like unless you like monitor their channel. I know she advertises on Twitter. I don't know if you have her blocked, but she advertised the episodes before she has them.
Why would I
That's a
have a
good
blocked?
point.
Again, that's just
That's a good point, Pop. She does always post on Twitter when she's going to do a show. Because I've
Yeah,
seen her post
yeah. Because what
many,
I'm
many
saying,
times.
well, because I'm just trying to say, and I could be wrong, but I'm just saying is I don't think it's anything intentional by Jill. Is all I'm trying to say.
I think it's more of
no,
that
and
YouTube is
no one
screwing
here
up.
is suggesting that it was.
YouTube does screw up sometimes and not send out notifications. I mean, that's pretty common,
Yeah, and
right?
that would be a horrible accusation to suggest that Jill's doing it on purpose. That'd be
I don't
outright
think she
mean.
would. I don't think Jill's that kind of
No one's
person,
saying
honestly.
that. That's really, why are
Jill's
we
one of
talking
the
Right.
about
nicest
things that are
people I've
remotely
ever
true
met.
that no one thinks are true and
I
talking
don't
over
think
each other?
I don't think Jill has a mean bone in her body, really.
No one does. This is completely surreal, getting off the rail conversation.
How you doing, Pop? Is the morphine kicked in yet?
I think so.
Awesome.
I think so.
Nice.
I want to get caught up here.
Time for the chat.
Got to figure out where I left off here. Okay. Is there a rule that we can't do a part two? Oh, I read that. And like I said, Ola Greg, you guys are welcome to ask Jill. I don't know if she wants to because and then here's another thing too is she might consider it as an insult. Like we don't like her show, we didn't like her show or something like that. And I don't want to offend her because she tried so hard. She did a great job on that. That was a lot of work for her. And here's where I left off. That's number 2, Captain. And Captain Penny says, and that I hate missing out on the good shows. Captain Penny says 3. And Captain Penny says Blade Runner and Excalibur. Captain says I was in such a good mood too. Well, Captain, I don't want to ruin your mood. I hope it's not something I said or something that happens here. I want everyone to hopefully be relatively happy. Ola Greg says I don't get all notifications either. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Captain. I got upset because now that I'm in the hospital, here's what happens: is they keep me drugged up most of the day. They're constantly wheeling me in and out, tests, biopsies, whatever, all this crap. So now, since I'm not working, I'm actually up late night more than I ever was. So I've missed some of your streams that I could have been on, but I didn't get the notifications. I checked today because I saw that you had another video. That's the one I commented on. You'll see that I commented, or no, it was a different. It was another. Anyway, you posted. You had a stream last night. For me, it's last night. But I could have joined, and I didn't know because I didn't get the notification. So I was wondering the same thing. And I was just looking at that today, so I went and looked and see if I had the notification bell checked, and I did. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, you certainly can't trust YouTube. I mean, that's just the game.
YouTube does screw up a lot, though. I mean, I've noticed lots of times people, saying they didn't get notified of a certain stream. So it does happen, And
Yeah,
YouTube definitely can screw up a lot, a lot of the time. It can get pretty wonky at times, really.
yeah, because I was getting his alerts when I was working. Because every time he would have a stream when I was working, I would respond that I'm driving, or I would go on the stream. Where either way, I would respond one way or another.
Right, right.
And now in fact, now that I thought about it, I don't remember the last time I got a notification from Captain's channel. So here's the question: are they targeting certain channels, or is it like a random thing?
It's hard to tell. Well, YouTube, I don't know. YouTube, sometimes it just does stuff that, is just unpredictable, right?
Yeah, but what do we have? It's the biggest one out there, right? And we're gonna go to Rumble where we get 2 views. Ola Greg says, donate to Pop if you can. Thank you, Ola Greg. I really appreciate that. Lemon Pie says, I heard in a certain valley in Canada, eggnog is used instead of morphine in the hospital. I can handle that
Oh,
intravenously, right?
God. Lemon's never going to let that one die, is he?
Nope. Hey, at least it's not the toilet bowl with like Jedi Bill.
Oh, hey, it's a fun. I love it. It's a fun gag that goes on. It has a life of its own now, so that's kind of cool, actually, that I created something that has a life of its own.
That it does. Jim's Landscape says
Yeah,
it's 1:30 a.m. in Ohio Eastern. Yeah, it makes sense because it's 10:30, 11:30, 12, 3 hours. Okay.
yeah, that's Eastern time zone. They're 3 hours ahead for Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah, and I apologize, guys. This is so late. I scheduled my streams later now that I'm in the hospital because I've got doctors and nurses coming in until like between 6 and 7. So I try to schedule the streams after that. So that's the reason why this is so late tonight.
Well, I figured under the circumstances that the stream would start whenever it started, right? So I just checked in with Twitter every once in a while to see if you had mentioned anything. And I just kept my YouTube on your channel just to see. And eventually, it did pop up that you had, you know, g- put a time on. So I just hit the notify me button and everything was good. So
Okay. Well, Greg says no, a special show for Pop to add commentary that he won't be able to previously. Plus others cough, 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 like the captain.
You could always just do a Doomsday Machine special, like just a one-off, kind of video. That might be fun.
Doomsday Stream Part 2.
If you did it on the weekend when I could join in, I'd love to, put
I
my
think,
thoughts in
I,
about such a
yeah,
great episode.
I think if I tried to do that, I think Jill would wonder, well, why is he doing that?
No, I don't. It wouldn't have to be anything to do with Jill. Just do it on your own. Just one-off.
No, we could all do it on our own. I want to do it on the Jill channel. She's doing the
Well,
Star Trek show.
ask Jill if it's okay. I'm sure she'd
I'm
be
not
fine
asking
with
for
that.
advice.
How about if I do a Doomsday stream and I invite her? That would
I
be
don't
the
know.
question, right?
I don't know how she'd react to that. I think Jill's always pretty gracious though about everything, really. To be honest, I don't think
Captain
she would be upset.
Captain Finley says, I demand a special do-over. Captain Finley says, tired of missing out on the good shit.
I know what the captain's saying there.
I feel I understand.
Yeah, what
I
I'm saying is
empathize
I'd
with
like
you,
to
Captain.
do a do-over of Jill's review of Mirror Mirror with Pop Culture and myself on it, and we could do it properly.
That would be fun.
Well,
That's what I want.
we can do that. Obviously, there's nothing stopping us. I mean, But I
No, I
will,
want to do
out
it
of
on the
courtesy.
Jill show because that's what I'm missing out on. We could all do our own version, but that's not what I want.
Well, well, the only way is if we ask her to do Mirror Mirror a second time.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Well, it did take place in two universes, so why not a second one, right?
Exactly.
And Ola Greg says, exactly, Captain. I agree. And Captain, I believe that says as applause. And Basil says, invite the docs to tune in. They will learn something. These streams are fun.
That's a good
Yes,
one.
I love them.
That's
And
funny.
Basil says, yeah, Doomsday Part 2. Hey, ya pops, hope you've been well, says DBB. Good to see you, DBB. Thank you for coming by. I'm hanging in there, and I'm on morphine, so I'm doing better than expected. I think the nurse came in at the right time. She must have knew I was having a stream, and she figured I needed it.
That's pretty good timing then.
Yeah, it was. Lemon Pie, DBB, and the applauses. DBB says, hey, nice to see you again, Lemon Pie. Yes, it is.
Oh, by the way, hi DVB. That's very close to my name.
Ola Greg says, sounds like a good idea, Pop. Ask her to your channel or her channel. Do it as a fundraiser.
Oh, that would be great.
I didn't think about that.
Oh,
But
if you could just
well,
if you could do it on
she's got more subs than I do. That's one
oh,
benefit if it's on her channel.
that'd be
So
fantastic. If you could do it on a weekend and I could join in and have fun with you guys, not that
I
I'm,
have I have an
I'm just
idea.
suggesting that, but that would be
I,
awesome. I'd love that.
okay, how about this? I have an idea, which I think it'll work, and that she'll agree with, and it won't upset anybody. Okay, if we say, okay, first of all, let's do it on her channel because she gets more views, more subs.
Right.
And but what if we say, why don't we do back to back, City on the Edge of Forever and Mirror Mirror?
That would be fantastic. Yes.
Because that's how Harlan Ellison kind of envisioned it originally.
That sounds like awesome,
Is that
awesome
right?
stream idea. Yeah. Yeah. That would be great. Yeah.
And then, but it's if she can find time. If she can't, then we would, I guess, we wouldn't be able to do it on her channel.
Well, you could always put the idea, just send her the idea, and especially if it's a fundraising stream, I have a good feeling that Jill would probably say yes.
Well, it's finding the time. I don't. You're
No,
right.
no, no. I know she's busy on weekends, but I think she could probably set a few hours aside at some time during the weekend. Jill's just that kind of person, she's good-hearted, and I think if you framed it as just something that a lot of us in the community would really love to do, and to do more fundraising, I think Jill would find a couple of spare hours somewhere in her weekend.
Well, one thing I've noticed that I think there's a better chance of more viewers during the daytime than there is late at night, like right now. At
Hmm.
least for my, for me and for us in the U.S., it's late.
I
But
think if you well, here I just have something I want to mention, Pop. Jill and I usually get together early Sunday, like around 10 Pacific, 12 Central, her time, and we usually watch, a Man from Uncle episode and then the Avengers episode, and so we spend a couple hours, early Sunday, right? I would be quite happy to cancel that, for a Sunday, any Sunday, and just have Jill do like a 2 hour live stream about Mirror Mirror, City on the Edge and Mirror Mirror, you know, for a couple hours. I'd be totally fine with that. That would be great, and I'm sure. I mean, she has those hours available, right? So you know, we could do it. We could do it on an early Sunday, right?
right, what I'm thinking is, and I'll know more tomorrow because tomorrow's Sunday. I don't think they're going to be pulling me. I don't see. I don't want them to be pulling me out for. Well, I guess they can because during the stream they might pull me out for procedures and to do things. Does that make sense? So I may
Right.
not be able to be there the entire time because it's like at night, like right now. Sure, I can sit here and BS with you guys for hours, and every now and then a nurse will come in. But during the daytime, they're pulling me out for tests all the time.
Hmm.
And I don't know if since
Yeah.
it's Sunday if they're going to be doing that as much.
Well, yeah. It's tricky, but I don't know. Maybe. maybe one Sunday there might be a time when maybe like 2 weeks from now they won't be doing as many tests because they would have done them all, hopefully by then.
Well, after the
So
test is then they're going to decide which surgeries I need.
maybe like a couple of Sundays from now, maybe like I'm just trying to put some thoughts in here as to how this
Right.
might work, right? So
I understand.
I'm not a magician. I don't know, what exactly is going to happen, but I'm just throwing out ideas there, right? You know, because I think this could become actually a real, stream, and we could have a lot of fun and raise some more money, right? So,
And well, keep in mind too, that's two very popular episodes, so it'd be a long stream. We'd have to really try to curtail it and keep it on point. So
yes.
no Admiral Teague.
Yeah, I think that would probably. I think Jill's kind of gotten the point. I think she got the point when I sent her that message. So yeah, I think she would keep everybody on the panel in line, so to speak.
And honestly, guys, I know I could easily say, "Wait, stop! Can I talk? Can I talk?" I know I could do that more on her streams, but I won't. I'm not going to fight over being able to talk.
Right.
So that's why when somebody's in the corner blabbing and blah 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 blah, blah, I just mute and let them just forget it.
You are a man of great morals and high quality, and
Well, I don't want
so
to. I don't want to make a scene on her channel, and cause a
well,
conflict.
exactly. You're
That's
not
why I
that kind
wait.
of
But I
person.
feel bad for Spidey because I ended up bringing it up on his channel, and I hope he's not upset about that.
Oh, I'm sure Spidey can handle it. He seems like the type of guy that's pretty resilient from,
Okay,
anytime I've talked to him.
he is. He is. He's a wonderful man.
He's a really fun guy. Yeah, I like
Okay,
Spidey.
so tentatively speaking, I'm going to. I'll send him it not tonight because she may have her alerts on, but I'll send a message tomorrow on Twitter to Jill asking her about a double stream of those two episodes as a fundraiser, and I'll see what she says, and I'll ask her what time is good for her when she might be able to fit.
Yeah, we'll try and make it on a weekend if possible, because I really would love to join in, because those are two of my absolute favorite episodes of Trek, and
I can,
that
well,
would
I
be
can't.
I'd love to join in.
I can, but it'll be up to her.
Oh, of course. But as I suggested, I think probably your best bet is earlier on Sunday, if you're not having any tests done that day, because I
Well,
totally would.
I can't plan ahead of time on that.
No, I'm just thinking though, most of your tests will probably be done the next week or so, right? Hopefully.
Well, weekdays. I'm hoping, right?
Yeah. So I'm thinking not tomorrow, obviously, but the following Sunday, like 8 days from now. If Jill agrees to do one then, that that would be perfect, right? So.
Well, for you and me, but I don't know about everybody else out there. Unless I did like a survey to find out when everybody's available.
Well, trouble is there's
Yeah.
never a time when everybody's available, right? Because
Right.
that's just the time zone world we live in, right? Of
And
course,
a
but
weekend would probably be a better opportunity than a weekday.
I think more people are available on the weekends because, unfortunately, some of us, poor bastards have to actually work, right?
And I and I do, and the
Yeah.
other thing too is I want a week. What'll help it being on a weekend is I want Gorilla there because he's. I love Gorilla,
No,
and
well, Gorilla's a
he's a
working man
highlight of
too,
our
right?
yeah, he's a highlight of our streams.
Oh, I love Gorilla. He's awesome. Gorilla makes me laugh all the time. he's 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 so funny, like he's got such a great sense of humor. I love, chatting with him on our Lost in Space streams every Monday. It's great.
Yep. I'm glad he likes the show. I wasn't sure at first if he was going to,
Yeah, and
but he
Jill
seems to
too.
be,
Like
yeah, right. They seem to
both
be
of them,
liking it.
they
Hmm.
both seem to be really enjoying the series. Which is great, right? So
Yep. No
that, yeah,
complaints here.
it's been so
Basil
much
says,
fun.
"Yeah, mirror, mirror twice. That sounds great." And Ola Greg says, "Exactly, Pop. Alternate dimension stream. Ooh, that'd be a good title, wouldn't it?"
Yes, that's the title.
And
That's
DBB says,
great.
"Ahoy, hey, Captain." DBB says, "Hey, PvP."
Hey,
Hey,
DBB.
DVB.
And Basil says, "Hi, DVD." DVD. Um, Ola Greg says, "Exactly, Pop. Offer your channel, but do it on her channel because she has more subs." Yeah, if she can, if she ultimately, I mean, honestly, if she says she doesn't have time, we'll do it on my channel. I'll do the best with what I have, I guess you could say. Ola Greg says exactly, Papa. Oh, hold on, I already read that one. And DVB says, "Cheers, Basil." Ola Greg says, "Blame us for forcing you to do it, Pop." Cheers, and I wish I could drink. Ola Greg, a 2-hour stream. Oh, I don't know about that. My God, each one of those streams individually were like 3 to 4 hours. So trying to keep 2 episodes under two, not possible. I highly unlikely. Ola Greg says, "I don't respect people ranked higher than captain." That's it. Keep waving that flag of discontent. Ola Greg says, "Someone be sure to notify the captain of the stream." Oh, absolutely. I will notify. Well, like tonight, he was the first one to get the link. And Sean Carter says, "I'm not sure I'll be able to catch any streams next week. I have to
Yeah, and
travel to
by the way, all
LA
you
for work."
dime store detectives out there, I double checked. I am following Jill on Twitter, so come up with another theory, fucking Sherlock, whoever that was.
Well, you didn't get the notifications when she was doing that stream.
Well, that's why I wasn't there.
What would stop if you're following her from getting? I don't know. I don't know Twitter very much.
See, that's the point. Let's say that's the point. Is the question is, well, we can't turn back time, can we? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is, I'd like to. The point is, I brought this up after the previous time that happened, and no one's doing anything about it. So I guess it's just not important to anyone if I'm there or not.
It is to me.
Because that's it's like anything else. If something's important, you'll make it happen. So I'm not saying that it is deliberate, but I am saying that clearly no one cares. Otherwise, oh, where's the captain? Especially if it's something that's important to me, like Blade Runner, Excalibur, and Mirror Mirror. I just feel like I'm missing out on. Sorry, it's just really, just the things I actually care about having an interesting pop culture discussion. Why we are on YouTube rather than my trip to the fucking dentist or whatever. Actually talking about Mirror Mirror. Anyway.
Well, we will. I promise you, we'll try to make it up to you the best we can.
I hope so, because I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I'm really starting to feel more than ever that I'm just completely wasting my time. People complain that they don't get pop culture discussions. I put them on my channel. No one's fucking listening. I mean, like, really quite disheartening. Sorry, that's just the way I feel.
Don't let the actions of a few discourage you.
Yeah, especially Teague.
And Sean, safe travels for your trip to LA. He says, I have to travel to LA for work, Bar. And I hope you enjoy yourself. And I don't know how long you'll be there, Sean, but
Well,
it's
have a
nice
good
and warm
journey,
down there
man.
right now. If that's a good thing or not, I don't know. DBB says subs don't matter as much as tenacity and purpose. Captain knows what I'm saying. And DBB means completion of the primary. Well, what I meant by subs is by basically getting the word out how many people actually see it. If it's a fundraiser, I was just thinking about the wider the platform, the better, or more people. And especially because I don't want to keep going back and asking the same people for money over and over. That's the worst and the last thing I want to do. So maybe if we can get new people, that's why I stupidly made the mistake of asking her to post a link on Doomcock's channel. I thought maybe that people were more sympathetic, and since they hadn't been asked previously, but then that turned out a whole fiasco.
So that didn't work at all. Then I'm taking it.
No, you can thank Gary Ambrosia for that.
That's fucked up. Like Doomcock always does this shtick about oh, somebody died and he sings a song, right? And it's like they do this thing where they're like sympathetic to people suffering, and then when you actually are suffering and you ask for you reach out bravely for help, it's like bullshit, right? It's like it's just a big phony fiasco.
Yeah, huh. It
But
just takes
yeah, I
longer
mean,
for
it's
some
sad,
people to
is it
realize
not?
that than others. Yeah.
Oh, I realized that a while ago. I haven't watched his stream in a while. I mean, I'll put it on in the background. Like sometimes I'll just pop in for a minute to say hi to Jill because she's like the only good thing on there, really. To be quite honest, I'll just say hi, Jill, and she'll say hi. And because I like to keep in touch with Jill, but it is kind of a lot of bullshit, isn't it?
DVB says, yes, it is. DVB says completion of the primary objective is the goal, and the primary objective is to keep it fun. That is exactly my point, and I agree, DVB.
Yeah,
That's the
life's too
moral
short
of,
not to have fun.
yep, that's the moral of YouTube and being a YouTuber. Keep it fun, and will always be worth it. And Ola Greg says, sometimes I feel like I'm in an alternate dimension. I would go to the other dimension and stay there, not come back if I had a
Yeah,
choice.
we are, I think, in an alternate dimension over the last 20 years or so.
Yeah, exactly right. Ola
Oh
Greg
yeah,
says,
this is definitely the parallel universe. No lie.
Feels like
yeah,
it. Yep.
the evil one.
Yeah.
True. Ola Greg says, true DBB. That could be the motto of my channel. And DBB says, I understand what you're saying. It pops. Well, thank you, DBB. And DBB says, LOL, cool at Ola Greg. And I don't care what Stream Element says. What does it say? Oh yeah, but Pan and Boomer's channel. Check that out. No, I do care about when it plugs everybody else's channels. And by the way, for all you in the chat, at any point, if you want me to add your channel to my Stream Elements bot so that it plugs it, let me know, and I will do that. I've had people come and go from my channel, so sometimes I'll add people, sometimes I'll remove them. But I usually try to keep it updated. I want to give everyone credit because I appreciate you spending your time with me. Basil says at Ola Greg, perhaps you really are in an alternate dimension. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. Do a 2 hour, and like I said, and those are very popular episodes, so that might pique interest. Of course, everybody's going to be saying, "Why are you covering them? You already covered those episodes." So we would have to say this is a special two-part or a double double feature.
Well, you could say it's a two-parter examining the way Harlan Ellison had intended those episodes to connect with each other, right?
And I could really focus on the story, which she
I
hasn't
mean,
even read yet.
yeah. So that could really be like your end point to get, to pique, people's interest, right?
Yeah, because like I said, Jill hasn't read the story yet.
I think there's a lot of potential for that stream. I think that could be really a great stream, actually.
I will ask her.
I'll
And
mention it to her tomorrow too, because we're going on to watch, Uncle Avengers tomorrow morning as we usually do, and I definitely will mention it to her as well. Put the bug in her ear, so to speak.
now, what if she says she wants to do it on her Tuesday stream?
Well, then I won't be there. But hey, it doesn't matter. I don't have to be there as long as it
You can watch
happens,
it on the
right?
rerun, though.
Yeah. No,
I'm just saying that
the main
that
thing
might be
is
what she says. I'm just saying because that might be what she says. Well, why don't we
the
just do
main
it during my Star Trek stream?
Well, I'll tell her tomorrow that if she wants to like have a Sunday open, I'm quite happy not to do our usual watch party on Sunday. Any Sunday, in the next week that, if she wants to pick it like next week or whatever, I'll just say that's cool. We don't have to have any watch party, Jill. Just do the stream for pop and do the fundraiser stuff and everybody will have fun, right? So I'll just let her know what I'm thinking, right?
Sure. Well, Greg says perhaps we both are, Basil. And Basil said I'd appreciate that, Pop. Well, thank you, Basil. I will do my best. I just want to do it where it doesn't upset anybody and everybody agrees on it. And I don't want any hard feelings. Orla Greg says, as you said, you have lots to add that you couldn't last time. Yeah, and especially, like I said, the story, the Harlan Ellison story, it differs a lot from the actual finished episode.
Oh hell yes. I have never actually read it, but I've read enough about Harlan's original, you know, novella or whatever the hell you call it, like his original story, and it's vastly different. Like,
Yes, I even have it here on my computer already, so I would have it ready at any time.
well, the thing that blew my mind in Harlan's original, story was about, a guy dealing drugs on the Enterprise. Like, there's no way that NBC censors would have let that one fly, right? I mean, I just thought,
Well, now remember, we
It's
had
funny because in TNG they had a functioning bar with guidance serving all kinds of intoxicants.
but it was synthahol, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, drugs are okay as long as it's fucking alcohol. The
Well, no,
chief number one
synthahol though
cause of
was like
murders in the
fake booze.
USA.
You could just snap out of it and not be intoxicated if you didn't want to be.
Well, remember, it was Gene Roddenberry who nixed the drug dealers. It wasn't. I'm sorry, I'm having to move. It
I'm just
wasn't that.
pointing out the hypocrisy
No, I'm
of
just thinking
tolerating
though.
alcohol, the most pernicious of all drugs.
I'm just thinking though, Pop. Like
Yes, you're right.
Roddenberry didn't even have to nix it because if they'd tried to
No,
go with the
hold on,
original
but no,
Harlan,
that's what I was trying to say. Is they were showing drug dealers at the time. Remember Dragnet, Adam 12?
Let's say drug. I mean, which one? Well, maybe it was eggnog.
yeah, but that was a crime. Those are crime shows, right? And Star Trek was like
No, I know
Roddenberry's
they were. I
vision
know
was
they were.
Funny
Right,
idealistic,
but
that
right?
the moment you
I
say
know.
drug, you would think crime. That's illegal drug. Now let's all remember that currently our host is on heroin given to him by a doctor. That's a prescription drug.
Morphine,
See
morphine.
the power of language, folks. The word drug, and you start imagining prefixes. Heroin's all right if it's given to you by a doctor. That's fine, isn't it?
No, but knowing Gene Roddenberry's idealistic vision for the series and the
Maybe it was
NBC
Dr.
censors,
McCoy that was
please don't
selling
talk
smack
over
out
me.
the back of the sick
You're
bay.
talking
Did you ever
over me.
think
That's
about
very
that?
rude.
Did you think about
One.
that, PvP?
I think about a lot of things, but I don't appreciate being talked over.
But you talk over me all the
Anyway,
time,
my
so it's a bit of
point
a double
is,
standard.
I'm trying to
Like you,
talk to
but
Pop
PvP,
here.
it's all right when you do it.
Hold
I
on,
try
guys.
not to do it.
Yeah, but you
And
do
no,
it.
it's not
So
okay. I try
no,
not to
he
do
who
it.
is without sin should cast the first stone. PvP. Everyone interrupts. Don't just pick on me for doing it. I've got a valid. Do you
I'm
know?
not
Shall I
trying
just
to pick.
leave? Because I'm feeling you've argued with me when you didn't have a valid point. You know, you're quite
Well,
aggressive
what the
sometimes.
fuck? I guess I'll just
PvP.
shut the fuck up and I won't even get to talk to Pop.
See what I mean
No,
about being defensive? Well, you can shut the fuck up without being so defensive about it. Just
no.
be gentle
I
and let
want
me
you
speak.
guys, if you guys can focus on the stream and us in the chat and the people in the
Yeah,
chat,
well, I
and
was saying
maybe
something, and then this fucker talks over me, and it's fine when he does it. Yeah, I'll just mute. You guys have a nice show.
Oh, and it's fine when you
no,
do it
I'm
to
not
me, right,
choosing sides. I'm
fucker?
not choosing sides. I didn't mean the stream to turn into this.
Neither did I, Pop.
DBB says, "What's a rerun?" I'm gonna finish the chat and close the stream. Oiler Greg says, "Pop with a beard, Jill with a ponytail, alternate universe stream." Basil says, "It's really amazing that a show as old as Star Trek, dating back to 1966, has such a strong impact on people." And Ola Greg says, "Americans commit murder stone cold sober. We don't need to be drunk." Yeah, exactly. I agree, Ola Greg. And DBB says, "PvP, you talk over other people all the time, just saying."
Well,
Ola Greg
I
says,
disagree.
"Indeed, Basil." DBB says, "Yeah, keep it fun." Yeah, I guess it's not anymore. Unless somebody else wants to come and join the panel and help liven us up. But yeah, we just lost a couple viewers. I think people are tuning out now. I apologize, guys, for that. If you're watching this on the rerun, I hope you enjoy the stream. If you like it, please consider hitting the like button, maybe a sub to my channel. DBB says, "Well, it was fun while it lasted. Glad you're doing good, Pops." Well, thank you, DBB. I'll hang in there best I can. Olegrig says, "Cheers, everyone." DBB says, "Catch you on the next one." Okay, DBB. Looking forward to seeing you again. And Baz says, "All good, Pop." All right. So, with that, everybody, have a great night. I really appreciate everybody in the chat. I hope I was able to cover all the chats and mention everybody. If I skipped yours for some reason, please let me know because it wasn't intentional. And like I said, if you want me to add your link to my Stream Element spot, let me know and I'll add that as well. I'll try
I,
to
I
have it.
just I just want to thank you for coming on tonight, Pop, because I know you're going through tough times, and you really didn't need to come on here to entertain us and keep us company, but we we do appreciate that you made the effort to do that. So I just wanted to say thanks,
You're welcome.
and I hope everything goes well this week with your biopsies, your tests, and all the rest of that. And fingers crossed. I'm not a religious person, but I'll pray for you, man, that everything works out well.
Thank you. And for everybody in the chat, I will see you all soon. I'll try to do another stream as soon as I can. And most of all, I deeply apologize. Have a great night, everybody.